Okay, so we have a special guest here, Leah, and she's going to speak to us on Luke. So I'd like to give it over to Leah.
Thank you, Lincoln. I am myself a parent of a student that went to Brooklyn Tech and graduated in 2019. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. So I can say, I miss Brooklyn Tech. I miss the sense of family that is in the school and the sense of excellence. It does continue afterwards, I can definitely tell you. So I co-founded Look, a platform that connects prospective parents and students with college students to get authentic insights on the colleges that they're interested in through one-on-one video tours and conversations. The overall vision and mission is really to make higher education search more accessible and more authentic and make it smarter. Really the experience that my son had in Brooklyn Tech and going through the college search was the reason that Luke was born. And I would love to take you through the platform. And while going through that, I'll really, I'd like you to see the ins and outs and the experience. Is it okay if I'll share my screen? So until I have the ability to share the screen, I'll just share that, when we went with my son to college tours and info sessions, it's really the conversations that we had when just I approached college students that were going about in the college and asking them questions. Those were the insights that we learned that were the most impactful to making the decisions. The information that we received in info sessions was mostly existed in the website. When we toured the colleges, it was mostly really viewing the real estate. And Look is really not to replace necessarily the college tours. It's really, both replacing and supplementing. And I'll share with you. Am I able to? Oh, I'm still not able to share the screen.
Okay, yeah, you should have a share. Give me a second. I'll give you a share.
Oh, thank you. So until I have the ability to share the screen, just sharing with you a few possible use cases. So, for example, during the pandemic and even before, applying to many colleges, not needing really to travel to all of them, but travel to a shorter list. Look really allows for prospective parents and students have communication with college students and really make the list a little bit shorter. Or when college student, or when you do go to webinars and visit the colleges, and you have a little bit more deeper questions, hard questions that you will not receive answers for because colleges are really selling their product. So harder questions like, for example, how do colleges really answer to the latest mental wellness challenges that college students have, or if you have a child that is from the LGBTQ community, how does the college really relates to it? Or when the college student, the prospective student is accepted to several colleges, how to make the decisions. It's really getting the inside scoop on what's really happening on the ground that many times is available to families who are able to afford going to a private college counselor that even then do not know what actually happens on the ground. Also, when a perspective, when parents and students really accept and commit to a college, it's really questions like from what to bring to college to how is the transition to college, and more inside information. So I would like to take you through, if it's okay, through the platform and share with you a little bit about it. Look is available both on desktop and on mobile. For a prospective student, what you really get is the one-on-one live insights and through conversations and tours. And the college students are vetted by Look. It's the matching. The algorithm that we created is matching the information from the college students and prospective students to make sure that it's really a great fit. There's flexibility to choose between 30, 60, or 90 minutes, really on your own time. You can be, let's say, on Thanksgiving, being with your family and just taking 30 or 60 minutes to speak with a college student, and saving on travel, time, expenses. I know that I just did so much work just planning those tours. And it's just really, I'll take you through the steps on how it works. We just, a side note, we were launched in China this week. So the platform is available in Mandarin. Before you even sign in, you can just, just look for a college, any college you'd like, and you can see if there are guides there already. If there aren't any guides, please let us know. We'll find you the guide. You can also go through personalized search, and this is a way where you can choose not only the college, but which year, the gender, the language, and we are adding also locations. The goal here is really, for a lot of research shows that prospective students, it's really important for them many times to see someone like them in a place that they might imagine or even not imagine being in. I'm going to take you first, if that's okay, through the journey that a college student goes through, because that once, in real life, when you come in as a parent and a prospective student, you're going to see already the details of the college students, and the details here are really going to affect the experience of the prospective parent and student. So the first time a college student enters here, they are going to enter their information. And the first way that we vet the college students is through their college email. If they don't have a college email, they are not able to use Look. Then they need to go through a training. We created 6 training videos with content that we combined from reputable resources like Harvard Business Review and MIT Sloan Management, on subjects like how to have an engaging conversation, how to be a great presenter. And I'll just share with you very quickly just one of the videos.
Hi, my name is Nicole Bahar and I'm a junior at Boston University. This video is all about how to create an engaging conversation.
So they have to go through these videos and then they can, just before going into the tour conversation, they can just refresh themselves with the recaps. Afterwards, the college students will create their profile. They're entering the information from name to language to college to year, majors, academic interests, extracurricular interests, a little bit about themselves. Every word that they enter here is going to be matched in the backend by the algorithm that we created. Then the college students are asked to choose a time and create an itinerary. Now here, the most important part for us was that one is we believe that college students really know their college best. They know what happens right now on the ground. And we also want to make sure that the prospective parents and students, once they get to the tour conversation, they're going to know exactly what the college students is going to talk about. They can customize the itinerary. They can ask the college student to talk more about one thing or to see another item. So first, the college students are just creating their itinerary. They can choose items here. They can delete. They can plan what they're, the order of what they're going to show based on the time. They can add more topics. They can edit all the topics. The main point here is really customization for the prospective parents and students. Then they're going to set their availability, and they can choose it. They are really the one that chooses based on their availability. And then if the prospective parents and students want to change the time, they can do it through the platform. The next step and the last that the college students are going to do, they're going to upload an intro video. They're going to see some inspirations of other guides. The goal here was that the prospective parents and students will know the college student guide more than just the words that they describe themselves. They could see if they connect with the personality, if the stories they share really make sense to them. So I'm going to share with you just quickly one.
Hey, my name is Rodrigo Sanchez de Lozada, and I'm a second year studying astrophysics and history here at the University of Chicago. I'm originally from Bolivia, but I grew up in New York City, and I have always had a wide variety of interests ranging from history to literature.
So this is just really another point is that once the prospective parents and students get to the tour conversation, there isn't any lost time on the students, the college students presenting themselves, and it's really getting right into the tour conversation. Something else that I wanted to share before getting in, the college students can show if they're on campus or off campus. So you'll know, what to expect if you can see the campus or have a conversation. Now I'm going to take you through the, as a prospective parent perspective. So as a new parent, the student enters here and enters their information. The difference here is that the parent's information or the guardian needs to be entered. And the reason is that we want to make sure that the parent is involved, the parent or the guardian are involved in what's happening. And there is a family password that's set that anyone from the family can enter. You don't need to pay in advance, only when you actually book. And the next step is creating the profile. Every word, again, that is entered here is going to be matched with the college student. There are tour tips on different areas before you actually go to the tour. And let me find an example of a guide here. And I'm going to click on Romy, who is my son. And Romy here, I can see a little bit about from his video.
Hello, My name is Romeo Ron, and I'm a second-year student studying physics and mathematics at Harvard College.
And I can see the information about him. I can select durations. I can see here the itinerary. I can select the availability, and I can book with him. Now, I can also go to my college list, and I can see the the upcoming tours that we're going to have with different college students. And let me try and see. I wanted to share with you the actual video platform. And let me see if unfortunately, the time I planned it for from until 7, but let's see if I can schedule a quick tour with him so I can share with you the platform itself. Let's see if I can do it. So this is how I am booking the tour with Romy. And when I am going to the college list here, I see that I have an upcoming tour, and I can join live. Something else that I would like to add is if I go to previous completed tours, I can see that how I rated the college, how me or the prospective student rated the college. And that's very helpful to create a college list. And how I rated the guide. How I rated the guide is visible to everyone. How I rated the college is visible only to me to help me with the college list. So let's go and see if I can join live and see Romy. And here's Romy. Can you all see the screen with Romy in it?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. Hi, Romy. I'm sorry that it took a little bit longer. Thank you for joining, and would you like to introduce yourself to the PA team?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, my name is Romy. I'm a third-year student at Harvard College, studying a joint of physics and mathematics. I'm the class of 2023, and I'm also, as was mentioned, an alumnus from Brooklyn Tech. I was class of 2019. I was a math major there. And currently, on the side, I'm doing an editor in the philosophy review at Harvard and the radio station here. I'm a member of the radio station, and I'm also working on research on the side on black hole imaging. So I'd love to take any questions you might have about the Harvard experience or being a college student. Or if there are no questions immediately, I don't know how much time you necessarily have. I'd love to also propose any several topics I might propose to discuss if you'd like to hear.
Okay. For a student joining Luke, is it easier for them to get a full experience of what college is going to be like?
Absolutely, yeah. It's often difficult, I think, for students in the normal methods that are available to communicate to incoming students. For example, like these presentations that colleges host for incoming families. It's difficult to get a lot of the reality across because it oftentimes contains a lot more specificity and a lot more detail, a lot more of the nitty-gritty than is typically permitted in the time available. You have to get across so much information in those general info sessions. You just don't get the level of depth that's needed in order to really imagine yourself in the reality there on the ground. There is a lot that is not carried across. For example, one has to understand the specific nature of being a college student is very, very different than being a high school student. You have to, I think, knowing ahead of time how to approach the assignments here, understanding the expectations of what it means to succeed, which is different than what is expected in high school. These are just some examples of the types of things that will be useful to know, even from day one, before day one. So you don't learn it through pain or through just through the general trials that you face. So yes, absolutely, you will learn much more through these info sessions. I hope, and then you might also you just generally get much more of the true experience. It's not always pretty necessarily, because there's a lot more. There are difficulties, of course, being a student, and that might not be as publicized or as discussed in an info session, but it's useful to know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Romy, would you like to share maybe one example of something that you wish you knew prior that you didn't?
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to mention is that at Harvard, at least, the opportunities such as fellowships, study abroad, pursuing a concurrent master's degree, which is an option for those who are interested. Those are all available, but they're not necessarily advertised very much. You might hear in an info session that these offices exist, that you could talk to them. But when you're actually on the ground, when you're a first year student, you just come in, oftentimes you're kind of inundated with a lot of information that is immediately pertaining to the few kind of inches that are immediately ahead of you, how to handle the coming months, the coming weeks, the first semester. But I think I would say that it's really important to begin considering the long term right when you arrive. And so these fellowships, it's important to really start doing the research early on, because a lot of the requirements that you need in order to make the most of that, and which end up constituting really the essence of a fulfilling, intellectually and personally fulfilling college experience, need to be considered early on. And that's not always advertised, I would say. So that personal effort to do research, going out to speak to people in concentrations you're interested in, who might have connections that can advise you, as well as making the most of the advising network that's provided to you as a first-year student, is critical.
Okay, so what did you learn about Harvard that is exclusive to Luke?
By exclusive to Luke, do you mean in what sense?
Yeah, what's it, that a student would not learn, outside, just, what did Luke offer more than,
Oh, I see.
the student going in himself on a tour?
Yeah. Well, I think something would be the places in the departments that you should go talk to. This is not typically discussed because departments tend to be more, I think the information going to departments tend to be more directed towards graduate students. And graduate students, when they apply, they have to know what department they're going into clearly. But this is also information that's really important to the college students. I think a lot of students, there are certainly students who don't know yet what they want to study, but I think there's a good majority that know what they want to go into. And so the information regarding who to speak to, the actual, I guess, I don't know, hierarchy, or the places to get certain pieces of information within the department you're interested in, is the kind of fine-grained information which will not be discussed in an information session to an auditorium to parents when you come, or even discussed on a tour you'll go on with a guide through Harvard Yard, or really any college probably. So that's really useful. I mean, that's the kind of, and you also get to hear about whether or not you really like the culture at this department. If you want to study physics at Harvard, if you hear that the department has a problem, not saying it does, but if it has a problem with, I don't know, with certain representation in a certain group population, and you might want to be in a department that is more representative in terms of ethnicity, then that might be a component to consider. I'm not saying it is the case, but I mean, this is just general. So there's things to consider. Yeah,
Something
that's
that
one
I would
example.
like, yeah, something that I would like to add is that during the itinerary, which by the way, we can see here on the left side, the itinerary that was created, there is a possibility for prospective students and parents to get tips on how to write, especially for prospective students, to get tips from college students on how to write an essay for a specific college. So there are certain things that colleges are looking for, certain words, certain topics, certain things that they might be interested in. And so it's something that that Look does provide. And another part is providing tips and preparation for interviewing with specific colleges. Those are just two examples. I would say for me as a parent, it was one small thing which was really big, was food. Apparently when Romy arrived, he lost a lot of weight in his first year because the dining room, the amazing dining room, closes at 7 p.m. No food afterwards to be obtained anywhere. And college students study really late into the night. So only at the end of the year, we thought about this amazing idea that we had to purchase a mini fridge to put in the room. Because at first we thought, okay, this is such an amazing dining room, he would want to be there all the time. But even if he was there and he missed it, and he missed the dinner, then he's out of food for almost 12 hours. So that's just a small example.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one question in the chat from someone here. They're saying, what kind of grade or GPA did you need to get into Harvard? So this is in the chat from a parent, I believe.
Yeah. So the GPA at Harvard is definitely a very important component. When the people I know got in, and myself, between like 3.8 and 4, I would say, out of 4. But I will say that I think the most important component, and what I think I know for a fact, because I received a letter from one of the people in the admissions office later on, which kind of confirms this belief, is that the connections you make before coming, in terms of professors you reach out to, research you do before coming to college, which involves potentially a Harvard professor, and the recommendation you might get from that professor because of that work you did, is very weighty. There are plenty of people who have perfect GPAs who don't get into Harvard. And oftentimes what makes the difference, and even very good GPAs, what makes the difference is that connection. So I think it's...
Oh, sorry, Ron,
yeah.
Maybe you can mention the Western Research Program.
Yeah, and it's a good time to also advocate to discuss this. The person that I worked with was a professor, a Harvard physics professor, who I was connected with through the program that I was fortunate to be part of since I joined Brooklyn Tech, the Western Research Program. This is an incredible opportunity for high school students to really get firsthand experience doing research in an area that they're interested in, with a professor at another institution, or by themselves. But a lot of people do this with a mentor at another lab, and it's really an opportunity to dive into the material, but also to learn what it's like to be a researcher, to make the connections which end up being useful in this sense. You are demonstrating that you are capable of taking on a lot. Research is not easy. So taking that in addition to your course load, which is certainly not easy as well at Brooklyn Tech, It demonstrates you have a certain amount of rigor, and it also demonstrates if you're able to impress a professor at Harvard or any institution you want to go work at, or a university you want to attend, that will make a really big impression on the admissions committee. Yeah, so I would say that Weston played a big part of that.
Thank you. This question is for Leah. A parent is asking, can you speak of the pricing?
Yes, definitely. If it's okay, I will go back here and I will, so I'm logging out here. I'm going into the pricing. So I'm very excited to share that all 30 minutes tours are free, starting this week for everyone. And we have 90 minutes tours and 60 minutes tours. And for 90 minutes, it's $80. For 60 minutes, it's $60. We give half of it to the college students. And I would like to also, I'll be very, very happy to offer a special offer to Brooklyn Tech and to provide a certain number of free 60 and 90 minutes tours for Brooklyn Tech prospective parents and families as well. We can talk about it and what are the schools needs, and we'll be happy to meet them. So in addition to that, we're also very happy specifically for Brooklyn Tech community, to offer one-on-one consultation where, to help parents go through the process, make sure, really doing everything that the platform does, but with a human touch to it. I know with myself, even, that's what I do as professionally. When coming and being introduced to a new platform, I always love the human touch and somebody really taking me through it and explaining me. So that's something that we'll be happy to do. Any of our team members will be able to do it.
Okay, Leah, thank you. There's another parent is asking, does the tour include talking directly to the college student? And that's question one. And is this future explained on the website?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. President, does the tour include talking directly to the college student?
Yes, definitely. And the reason it is very important is because it's really getting this, all the information directly from college students. We are not going through the colleges, although it might be more, business-wise, we could have made maybe more money. This is not, it's all about the authenticity and making sure that, this is not scripted. It's not, the college students are not selling anything. And in most cases, college students end up being very happy where they are. So in most cases, they are going to say mostly positive things about their college. But as Romy said, it's really, all the layers and the ability to ask very specific, personalized, and the hard questions really. And it's not that the college student is going to know everything, but they are going to know a lot and really supplement what you hear from colleges.
Okay. Next parent is asking, do you compensate college students for taking part?
For giving a tour?
Yeah.
Yes, that's very, very high on our list, because the way that we think is that college students are really underappreciated. They don't need to wait until they graduate high school or graduate college to cash in on the knowledge that they have. So we do pay college students half of everything that we get, which means $30 per hour. So for the free 30 minutes, for the free tours that we will give to Brooklyn Tech community, we are still going to pay college students $30 per hour.
Okay. Erica is asking, how do we know the students are a good source of information? That's question one.
Yes, so we are vetting the college students when we and right now, by the way, we have 350 college students across the most desirable colleges in the US and in Canada. And we will go also into colleges in the UK. And so first, we really are, when a college student joins, we are looking at their intro video. We are going to see, who that person really is. How do they present themselves? Are they talking intelligently about their college? And so we definitely view each one of those videos. If by any chance anyone is not happy with the tours that they had and they paid for it, we not only try to understand why, we will reimburse immediately. The college students are really they are we want to make sure that they are the best guides possible, and that's why also they're going through the training, and it takes them time actually to view the training. It takes about 20 minutes, upload a video, and entering all the other information. So it does require them to work a little bit, so someone who's not really serious will probably wouldn't want to do it, but that's okay.
And Erica, second part of Erica question is, how do you screen them, the student to take part in Look?
Yes, so the way that we screen them, the first part is, do they have a college email? They have to be college students in order to have a college email. The second part is the training videos. They cannot progress until they do the training videos. The third part is the intro video, which we view each one of them and see if they are indeed who they say they are. And we also, of course, read every profile. In some cases, if there is some discrepancy, we contact them, we make an appointment, or we make an appointment with them and talk with them directly to make sure that, that they are indeed who they are.
Okay, and the final question, this is the third part for Erica. You mentioned some training for student guideline. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Yes, these are the trainings for the college students.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, I'm going quickly now as a college student, and I'm going to share with you a little bit. Yes. So there is the most important parts are not just how to how it works. How to create an intro video that really makes an impact, how to prepare, how to prepare is really, we're asking them to go through the campus, make sure beforehand, before the tour conversation, make sure that they have the right Wi-Fi, that they have Wi-Fi in the places that they're going to show, what to do if they don't have Wi-Fi, how to decide which places they're going to show and which subjects they're going to talk about. how to be a great presenter is really something that they can use even later on after being Look guides, but it's really how to be a good listener, how to be an empathic listener, how to be an active listener, not just to talk about themselves, but really to listen well and answer accordingly, and how to have an engaging conversation. It's not about monologues, it's about conversations, and tips on that. As I mentioned, we used reputable resources as the Harvard Business Review and MIT Sloan Management School, Business Management School. How to create a memorable ending is really how not to end abruptly, but really recap what you heard from the college student, heard from the prospective family and student, how to provide additional information that on items that they might have touched upon, how to ask a little bit more questions. And also I would like to add that we're adding for each tour another 5 minutes extra, just to make sure that conversations and tours are not abruptly ending, but to make sure that, we can have additional time.
Okay, thank you, Leah. We will definitely follow up with you. I sent you some email in a couple of days to try to get like a tour, like a demo. We test it out and can get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I would like also, before leaving, just to share that being part of the Brooklyn Tech community, attending all the meetings, the TED Talks, was super important to me. And the Brooklyn Tech community was an inspiration to creating Look. Seeing I myself, I'm from Israel. I did not study in the US. My husband as well is from Israel and didn't study in the US. And I felt always that I am in disadvantage and I need to know the most possible. Just seeing going through the process and trying to be on top of things, and there are just so many things to juggle, but really the Brooklyn Tech community was an inspiration to me, the parents, the students, and I'm just so very proud and so happy to be part of, of this community. So anything that I can add, either help the college student counselors, give a little bit more attention in some way through this to prospective families and students, to give free tours, it will be an absolute honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Leah, and we will get in touch with you in a couple of days.
Thank you.